Hello again. To start this chapter, I've reloaded the project that we had in the last chapter, but I've taken us back to the starting workspace for chapter 12. So the version of the project I have on screen is the one with the problem. So if I run this application, it's going to run out of memory and crash. Although we know what the problem is with this application, I'm going to pretend that we don't know, and in this chapter we're going to use a tool that will let us look at what are the objects on the heap, and this will hopefully help us find the cause of the problem. This is going to be a very short chapter, but it will give us another tool that hopefully will be helpful for you if you find yourself in the situation where the garbage collector is not working and it's unable to free up enough space for you to be able to run your applications without them crashing with that out of memory error. The starting point is that when we run the application, we need to generate what is called a heap dump. This is a file containing information about what is in the heap at any fixed point in time. Now, there are a few different ways to generate a heap dump. The easiest options are we can either do it from within the JVisualVM application just by clicking a button, or we can run a command line argument on the Java virtual machine to tell it every time the application crashes with an out of memory error, at that point generate a heap dump. And that's a very useful option if you're running on a production server but you want to understand what's gone wrong if the production server crashes. The command line arguments that you need to do this are -xx:+ heap dump on out of memory error. That's the argument that says generate the file. And then you can also specify the file path where you want the file to be saved. And you include the file name in this second option as well. I think it's easier just to use JVisualVM, so we'll do that. And actually in a moment or two, I'll show you a third way to generate a heap dump using the tool that we're going to download to actually analyze the heap. But before we get to that point, let's start up the application. And I think I've got it configured to run with 50 megabytes. Let me check that first. Yes, I have. We've got a 50 megabyte heap, so it should run for a little while. So we'll start that running, jump into JVisualVM, which I don't think I've got that running here, so I'll need to start it. So JVisualVM is now opened. I can connect to my customer harness, and we'll have a look at the heap. I'm just going to close the other windows again, and I'll leave this running for a little while so that we get to the point where the heap is plateauing, and then I'll resume recording. Okay, well, it looks like we've reached that point now. So as you can see up here, there is a button we can click on saying heap dump. I just need to click on that button and it's going to generate the file for me. And importantly, here is where the file has been saved. And this is something we're going to need to know in a moment or two. So I think I'll just leave the screen visible in the background while we do the next bit so I can come back to it and copy this file location.